Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Album Review Corner, and today I'm reviewing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by rock artist Elton John. This album is from 1973, and this is his 7th studio album. Okay, so this album is considered by many to be Elton's best and most popular album, since it has a lot of his hits. I've heard a lot of reviewers, in fact, call it his Sgt. Pepper or Pet Sounds, which I don't know I necessarily agree with that, only because of what those albums have done for music. I know Elton has inspired a lot of people, so that's up for debate. But the story behind this album's creation is actually a really, really funny one, really unique. In fact, Elton basically went with his band to Jamaica's Pink Flamingo Hotel in Kingston, Jamaica, to record the album, like the Rolling Stones had done previously, because he thought that it would give him maybe some inspiration and it'd be a good time. But the process didn't go as planned. Basically, the recording studio did not have enough equipment to support Elton's band. The band's massive, as you know. They put it on a big sound, so they gotta have a lot of mics. They didn't have enough mics. They had one mic, so that didn't work out. So the band ended up going to France to record it, and that turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It was relaxing, it was fun, and to me, this is what this album embodies. It's just as Elton was popular at this time, but this album cemented his legacy. In 2003, the album was inducted in the Grammy Hall of Fame. There are 13 tracks, and the first track is Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. It's an instrumental song, which I think is a great way to start off an album, something different for sure. It's very dark, very interesting, very retro feel. I love that a lot, 70s feel to that, The piano work is just awesome. The vocal work, when there is some, is very dark, very creepy. The actual meaning behind this is very interesting. This is where Elton basically says, "This is what I want to be played at my funeral. This is the kind of music I like. This is what I've been passionate about. So this is what I want played." It's very interesting. This song was actually too long for FM radio play, so they had to cut it down for two separate songs. But I think it's very interesting. All right, the second song here is "Candle in the Wind." My favorite Elton John song. It's one of his best. It's originally written to honor Marilyn Monroe as she passed away in 1962. But it regained life in 1997 with the tragic death of Princess Diana of Wales. And as a lot of us remember where we were that day, it's kind of like September 11th. You kind of remember where we were. I love the piano work. I love the powerful lyrics and just the passion behind it. Both versions is there. It's in your face. All right, the third song here is Bennie and the Jets. I was surprised to find out this version is the live version, the only version. I love the crowd feeling into it. Makes it just feel, unique. The meaning of the song has a lot to do with 70s satire. Has to do with like a fictional band, which the narrator of the song is a fan of, and it also pays homage to the glam rock bands of the day, maybe like Kiss and maybe just a whole bunch of bands, and Beatles and Rolling Stones and all these bands, these great bands, influential bands to Elton and all this. I love the awesome piano work as well. The clicking background noises to me just weren't there, but also Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose has stated that this song inspired him to become a songwriter, and I think it's great. And he also got to perform with Elton at Freddie Mercury's tribute concert in the late 90s. All right, the fourth song here is the legendary Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I love the vocals. The instrumental work is just there. It's awesome. Very calming sounding song. It ranked within the top 10 in both the UK and the US charts at its time, which is very hard to do with success like the Beatles and all this. Very high standards at that point. This song was inspired by the 1939 movie The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy and her friends are in search of the magical Wizard of Oz, and only to find out, they knew what they were looking for all along. They were just confused. The meaning, basically, the road. It's a metaphor for life. That road leads you to life's answers, and just the magical road in that case. It's very interesting, kind of confusing a little bit. The fifth song here is, this song has no title. I like the track overall. It's very random sounding, kind of out of place, very poppy. It's very quick and very pop punk. The vocals are very good. It's about a guy wanting to experience everything in life, or in just maybe a day in the life of maybe a rock star or an everyday person. Definitely interesting song. All right, the sixth song here is Gray Seal. I like the piano opening. The vocals are awesome, very catchy, very they're there throughout this whole album. I would say the lyrical meaning um, is a mystery to even the creators of the song. I like the jamming feel to it for sure. Very, very interesting. All right, the seventh song here is Jamaican Jerk Off. Kind of a tease to how the production went for this album. Sorry. I like the tropical feel to it. The vocals are there as well. The song is again about the total disaster. Very, very good song. Very funny song. All right, the eighth song here is I've seen this movie too. I like the calm, soft vocals. The classic sound. It's the good meaning. Also, it's about heartbreak. It's got a depressing feel to it. Very, but it's upbeat at the same time. All right. The ninth song here is "Sweet Painted Lady." I like the pianos, the vocals as well. It's another depressing tone, kind of mellow. It's about the sailors coming back from war and just the prostitutes, I guess, just waiting for them in the brothels to have a good time. Kind of an interesting meaning behind that. I found that shocking when I heard that. All right, the 10th song here, "The Ballad of Danny Bailey," tells the story of the gangsters and thieves of the time. It was actually 1909 to 1934. Really interesting, really good song. The pianos, the bang bang really drew me in for sure. Really in your face. The vocals again are kind of monotone, kind of different, kind of theater-like. Tells a story. Kind of reminds me of The Hurricane, a song that I've heard previously. The 11th song here is "Dirty Little Girl." I like the rock feel to it. This is where the album kind of gets very rock tone. I love it a lot. The vocals are awesome, very rough sounding in Elton's voice. It's a pretty funny song. About a girl who is considered maybe a slut, maybe sort of a player, for lack of a better word. Just a good song overall. Very, very, very kind of funny. The 12th song here is All the Girls Love Alice, and it's a rock feel. It's a classic Elton John song, very happy sounding, very upbeat. The vocals are just awesome. The meaning is kind of looks into the gay lifestyle of England and through the eyes of the one of the co-writers here, and he made up a tragic story of a young lesbian who died in the streets, who wasn't necessarily accepted at that time, which is very interesting. Unlike today, through the gay rights have become an issue in today's world, and very rightfully so. All right, the 13th song here is "Your Sister Can't Twist, but She Can Rock and Roll." Kind of an interesting meaning behind that too. I love the rock feel to this, the pop rock. Another classic Elton John song, I would say. It's about a girl who can't dance, but she's good in bed. An interesting meaning behind that. I love the fast pace to that for sure. Kind of a very punk, if that was modern day. Or the 13th song here is "Saturday Nights Are Right for Fighting," one of my favorite all-time Elton John songs, one of my favorite songs in general, regardless of who's covering it or whatever. The great rock feel, the awesome vocals, and the meaning is about going to British dance clubs where fights were common in those days, and maybe still are. I'm not really sure. And I found out that Nickelback did cover this song with Kid Rock a couple years back on their, I think, 2005 album. And I've heard that, and I like that version as well. A lot of people said they didn't. I did, and it's perfect. That's personal preference. I don't want anybody hating on me for that. And opinions are opinions, but I actually still like this version better. The covers are not usually as good. It's up there. I like what they did with the rock feel to it, but this is definitely better, I would say. All right, the 15th song is "Roy Rogers." I like the rock feel, the calm mix to this song. It's about the famous singing cowboy Roy Rogers, a great tribute. The lyrics are just there, and it's just a good song overall. I would definitely recommend that one as well. All right, the 16th song is "Social Disease." I like the experimental, kind of a country feel to it, kind of definitely a rock feel to it. The powerful vocals. The song is about just an alcoholic who is actually just having sex with his landlord. It's kind of funny. And who pays rent as kind of a homage. He kind of has to do it, doesn't want to do it. It's just the tale of maybe a modern day slacker. That was pretty funny. This album's pretty humorous overall. Right, the last song here is 17 is Harmony. I like the slow rock feel to it, kind of Pink Floyd-esque with the slower vocals, maybe a little bit at the time period. Good vocals. It seems very sarcastic during the vocals as well. It's about a naive, sensitive boy and his unfortunate love with a girl who uses him, kind of maybe like catfishing or something modern day. He knows this, but still wants to be in love, and still but knows that he can't be in love with her anymore. All right, overall, this is one of my favorite albums I reviewed so far. I think everyone should listen to, regardless of their favorite genre. Elton John is a legend. The production got off to a rocky start. It's still there. It's a classic album for that time period. It's greatly produced, and I would definitely recommend that. I give it a 10 out of 10. I guess, well, thank you for watching this episode of Album Review Corner. I've got some good reviews coming up. I've got some Buckcherry, I've got some Luke Bryan, I've got some Toby Keith, I've got some Brad Paisley, some track reviews, I've got some Mac Miller, I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So if you like my videos, please comment. I know I've got some requests, so I will get to those guys. Again, thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.